It is day 46 and we did not do as much. We just carried on exploring the Nether. That's pretty much all we did, looting things. And as I was flying around, there was this really cool structure in the Nether that had a respawn anchor in it. So I took the respawn anchor, which this led into. And I was just checking the quests because as well, it's good to go through them because you can get some rewards like getting better gear than diamond armor. And I just spent the rest of day 47 just the same as day 46. As soon as it was done, exploring the Nether, looking around, it had become day 48. We are almost at the halfway mark. And now my plan is it's time to go to the next dimension, which is what I'm looking for right now. There is one block that I need to be able to actually get to this dimension, and that block is a beehive. That's right, we are going to be going to the bee dimension, which there's no other explanation by just saying it's a bee dimension. It's full of bees. So my mission right now was to just get some beehives, and I found the beehive that I previously saw as well as the flowers. So we may as well make a nice little area for the bees, of course, because they're going to be there forever, obviously. And now it's time to go back home to build this. And as I was in the sky, obviously had to get the really cool screenshot because why not? It's cool. Anyways, it was now time to build the little bee area, which I decided to build it with the cherry blossom trees because cherry blossom trees are amazing. And I wanted this area to look really, really nice. So I put the campfires down, the flowers down, just to make the area look like a little bee area because bees love flowers, obviously, and I love bees, so might as well make it look nice for them. And now the final beehives have been placed, and it's now time for the moment of truth. All I need is an ender pearl, a beehive, and I use it on the beehive, and hey presto. We are now in the bee dimension, which I had to turn my shaders off because it was quite laggy, and there was these really pollen-y looking things that just sprayed pollen everywhere, which looked really cool. It had a lot of detail, and also there was these honeycomb looking blocks which were also really cool. This dimension was really nice already, and I've only been there for about 10 seconds. I also found like a waterfall of honey, which you can get a literal bucket of honey, which is cool. And there was just pollen going everywhere because of just how thick the honey looking stuff was. And there was also these crystal looking things, and I didn't know if I could get them. And you can get them. I don't know what you use them for, but you use them for something. And it was really cool that there was just so many different looking honey blocks, which was really cool. But I had a mission, and one of those missions was to get a pet bee, and obviously to do that I had to tame one, and I didn't know how to tame one at the time. as I was getting this honey, this weird message came up, which I was a little scared of what this meant, but I just carried on of what I was doing, which I assumed I needed to feed it with a load of honey, but I didn't realize you had to keep feeding it with the honey, so I tried to, and then I got attacked by bees, and I didn't want to kill them, so I ran away, and I figured out that I had to still give it honey, but the better way of doing it was doing the buckets, and I finally tamed a bee. I now officially have a pet bee, and it was so cute. I was literally riding a bee in this bee dimension, which it was cool. And I was also just looking around these vase looking things, and I got a shield as well, because these vases looking things give you random stuff, which is nice, but this dimension is massive. I am not surprised that my shaders were not good because it is massive. And I just went along and I found this forest looking thing, and there was a bee stuck in this helicopter looking build thing. So I rescued it because I'm a kind person and I wouldn't let the bee be trapped. And I didn't see the name, sadly, in the recording. And I was shot at spider, and there was a weird looking block thing that just started shooting me. And you'd think, oh, that's fine. It was one shot. That's the end of this. Well, just you wait till I land. They were generally one of the most annoying things I have encountered so far in this mod pack. I got rid of them, they kept coming back. But anyways, I was ready to basically just leave because I had one mission. So I luckily brought a waystone and got attacked again. And I thought I could go back with my bee. Turns out I couldn't. So the only way to really get back is to, well, go into the void. And I obviously had to mine it out for the bee, and that took forever because of how slow honey takes to mine, especially with my pickaxe. I have a fully maxed out pick, and it was just so slow until finally I got to this wood looking stuff as I was bringing my bee down, and luckily it was just one. It was one little hit with it and it was gone, and I was hoping that it was the bottom, and it was the bottom. The void was right there, so I put my bee down. And eventually we made it to the void where we were out the bee dimension, and I wanted to put my little bee in its little home with the other bees because it loves flowers. It loves flowers. And it was so cute. I love this little bee. I love it. And I went back to the dimension because I had this weird compass from a vase and it was leading me to somewhere. So I followed it to see what it would lead me to, and it was also that weird structure which I didn't really take any notice of, and eventually I got to this. No idea what it is. It's something. So I decided to go and explore it to see if there's any loot, and it had this weird floating thing which was really, really cool, but it did hurt when you full send it, which it doesn't surprise me because when you full send something and headbutt the wall, it doesn't surprise me that it's gonna hurt you, but it's quite annoying when you're trying to get around places. But it was just really cool. It was just like a little lift elevator thing that just let you go around. There wasn't really that much loot from it. I just took some of the detailed blocks and stuff like that. I don't know if I was supposed to find anything here, but I didn't really look around. I just stayed around, doing nothing. I continued to explore this amazing dimension, and I just flew around, just looking around, seeing if there was any more structures or anything out of the blue, and that exactly happened. There was something out of the blue, and it was a spider place. And since it was a B dimension, I was expecting bee spiders, something like that. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was just normal, regular spiders, cave spiders, and there was quite a lot of them. But I went in there and to see if there was anything in there, and to my surprise, I ran away, pretty much. I was not dealing with all these cave spiders or anything. I just legged it because I couldn't see anything good in there. And as I was flying around, there was something in front of me, and it was all these cool looking islands and stuff. And I just thought this was really cool. They had different blocks on them, which I didn't go to see what they were or anything, but these were cool little islands, and they've used the crystal at the bottom as well, which is a nice little detail they have added to these floating island looking things. And as I was flying, I did begin to notice I only had 5 rockets left. And eventually, as I flew, I did run out. So my only option was to dig straight down and leave this dimension. But I did manage to get some blocks and stuff and some honey, which I can use that to feed my little bee back at home, which I need a name for them. Just like that, I am back at home and I had bee bread. So I thought, let's feed our little guy. And now there was a little friendship thing at the top, which, wow, the only goal really is to definitely try and get to that 1000, which, if I remember, the higher the level, friendship level, the quicker the bee becomes, and that's going to be really good in the future. If I don't have rockets or anything, I can just use the little bee, the little guy. We can just fly around, and it might even be quicker than an elytra. And to spend day 51, I wanted to waste some time. I wanted to go a bit exploring, since I haven't really done too much exploring since I've got my elytra. And there's a direction that I haven't actually gotten yet, because I've gone in the same direction every single time. So I was just getting some rockets, well, paper for rockets, and I was getting ready to leave. And I had my rockets, so I began exploring in this new direction, which I hadn't found too much stuff yet. It was just a normal area, and I also needed more sugarcane. The goal was to get more sugarcane as well, because I was in desperate need for rockets. So I went around destroying every single sugarcane thing I saw, and as I was out exploring, I encountered some annoying pillager camp place. So I went to go check it out, see if there was anything there. And so after fighting several, and I mean several, pillagers, I finally was able to loot around the place, look around a bit more after I had finished being chased by this massive, annoying crowd of pillagers. And as night had fallen, instead of going back, I decided we may as well just not waste the day and the night and just go carry on exploring. So I did. Plus I needed to carry on getting sugarcane, because I didn't really get enough until I found this. I discovered that this place was a massive trial chamber, and basically you just fight mobs and then you gain rewards. But the mobs are custom mobs. Wow. They're the same mob, but custom armor, custom sword. So that was fun. And then I just went around looting the place, every single floor. And there was this weird looking structure, but I found out there was actually an upstairs and it had books, but the books weren't that good. They were terrible. After looting around, I came across another spawner. It was a cave spider spawner. And it wasn't just a normal spawner, no. It was the bad omen one. The one where you get the bad omen effect. It upgrades the spawner so you can get extra rewards. And it was a pain, especially against cave spiders. Like, they were jumping everywhere. I was being poisoned not only by the spiders themselves, but by the spawner with the effects. And I even just accidentally activated a slime one. So that was fun. After this massive fight with all these mobs, with all these trials and stuff, I've come to conclusion that my armor and tools aren't really the strongest that they could be right now. And it's day 53, so I mean, the best way really is to go and get some loot, get some better gear, maybe actually get netherite. since we are halfway through and I'm still using diamond things. And during my time in the Nether, I discovered these things. And these things drop this. And what these things do is if you get 4 of them, then you can actually make a netherite scrap. And they're really easily obtainable at some points. And I just found that this was easier than going to the Nether. All I had to do was kill these things and get 4. But annoyingly, that meant I would have to kill until I get 12 of these things for 1 ingot. So, and in total, that means that I would need 48 to be able to actually make a full set of armor. But the issue is they were an absolute pain. A pain to kill. I found an easier option was to actually build up like an iron golem, and they just knocked me back until I almost fell in the void. So that would have not been a good way for this world to end. After I returned back from the end, I needed some more enchantments on my weapons and my armor and stuff. So I was just going through that, you know, the basic way in MC. Put in a book, use the low enchantment just in case you didn't get any good enchantments to re-roll. And then I had discovered something really cool. So the reroll option in the enchantment table doesn't actually take 5 levels. It takes 5 experience points, as it states. And I didn't read that right. So I wasted a whole level trying to get enchantments when all I needed to do was press that. And so now I had to go back here and get XP once again from the Nether. And then the process was pretty much the same. Go to Nether, get XP, go enchant, and then go back to the end to kill these things again. To get stuff for Netherite, because I wanted it better. And I just spent a couple hours of my days just killing these things to get stuff for Netherite scraps. And it was a lot because I wasn't just getting normal Netherite. There are different tier levels of Netherite in this mod pack. You can have this iron looking Netherite, gold looking Netherite, diamond, emerald, which basically gives you abilities with your Netherite. And that's what I wanted. It as well gives you some extra armor and stuff like that. So it would give me extra protection for boss fights and stuff. And so after nearly falling in the void several times because they have insane knockback, I was just building these up ready for me to actually get enough to make the Netherite, which I had 5 scraps and I was able to make 4. after getting back, I had discovered something terrible. So I can't exactly just make the diamond version, because obviously the diamond version is the most powerful. To be able to get to the diamond level, I would need to make the armor, of course, the ingots, and to be able to get to the next tier, you would need to make that ingot. So, to get to the gold one, you obviously have to use a gold netherite ingot plus gold. Then for a emerald ingot, I would need the gold ingot and emeralds. So this means I need to make 2 sets of netherite. So not just the basic 4 at a time for the armor, I would need to get 8. And so this meant I needed more gold and I needed more diamonds for the templates as well. So I went to go mining for these things. And as I was digging straight down, I found a trial chamber. But this wasn't just a normal trial chamber. Better Minecraft had upgraded it. So this was cool. And then of course I got attacked by some more cave spiders and got poisoned. But my job was to just really clear this out, get some loot, fight off all the mobs, the different mobs, because there were several spawners everywhere. There was husks, there was spiders, there were skeletons, there was even iron golems. So this was a fun experience, but I was able to get lots of loot, different kinds. I even got a shit ton of ender pearls, which was nice. And once I explored and looted and killed all the mobs in the trial chamber, I went back to my main objective after being attacked by the skeletons, which was to collect as much diamonds and gold as I could. But obviously these skeletons and creepers were kind of stopping that. It was not fun. I was getting shot from every angle, and I didn't even know why I was getting shot at some points, because they were just spawning in and spawning in and spawning in. But I killed them all, besides the spider, and got these diamonds, which was nice. I'm gonna need several of these though, not just these, as well as gold. Now that I had finished mining, it was time to go back home and put all the things that I have collected away in my storage system, and also smelt the gold ore I had collected. But now, after I had smelted everything, I had realized I needed a template, a netherite template, to actually make more templates. And I used all my templates up. So this means I have to go back to the nether and search for more templates. So that meant finding bastions, any new structures in the nether to get this template. And I indeed found the tablet that I needed, but I had one small issue. The portals were different locations, which means I was lost. So, I mean, I took this as an advantage to get some XP and stuff, but my portals waypoints were not in the right spots. So that meant I had to make my own portal to get back home, which wasn't the best. Which my portal spawned in the middle of a cave, so I had to build out of it, which sucked a lot because I was quite far down. Not only it meant my portal was different, it meant I was 36 kilometers away from home. 36, which is 36,000 blocks away, which absolutely sucked so much. And I was also in an ice biome, which I didn't realize it actually freezes your hearts because it's cold, obviously. And that's also something cool that was in this mod pack. But now I had a long flight ahead of me because, as well, I could run out of rockets. I don't know, because we are 36,000 blocks away from our house, and so it's going to be a very fun flight, which I guess, being that far away, there's new structures and stuff that I could explore and get some loot from. And there was this big little castle looking thing, the one that we had seen before, that was full of skeletons, the exact same that we almost lost this world from. And I just remembered that I could craft a waypoint. Because I had the stuff. And I just needed wood and stuff like that. And stone, etc. But I had the stuff to make a waypoint, which saves me from traveling 23 kilometers by flying, because that was going to absolutely suck so much. Now that I'm home, I can now begin to make these templates again. And this time I'm going to make sure that I don't use them all, so I have to go back into the Nether to get them. Especially whilst my waypoints in the Nether right now are glitched. But now that I have all of this, it means I can officially start upgrading my armor again. From the iron netherite level, to the gold, to then the emerald, to then the diamond. Which would make me very strong in this mod pack. It would protect me, which is good, because I obviously don't want to die on day 61. We are getting so much closer to that day 100 every single day now. Every single second. So we don't want to lose this world. But I also have a disc that I had not listened to yet, which I wanted to. And now that's over, you know what that means. The grind to get some more netherite scraps has begun. That means killing more of these things. I've probably been here about 10 billion times now, but it is worth it. It will be worth it in the end when I have the very cool shiny netherite armor. Finally, after killing these things for a long time and being whacked all over the place, I had this little tiny box as well, which kept me safe, which was nice. It helped me kill them easier, and it was nice. And now finally it was time to make the scraps, ready to make the ingots. Which means once these ingots have made, we finally have the next tier of our netherite armor, which is the gold one, which is going to be very nice. but I made sure I spent time getting all the netherite, getting all the materials, so I was able to create the next tiers instantly. So I didn't have to wait around, go to a trial chamber, mine and stuff, spend more hours killing these stupid ender things. No, I made sure I had all the stuff ready to just get to the smithing table, upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. And it worked. And just like that, we had finally reached the diamond tier. We were in full diamond / netherite armor, which it looked sick. And as soon as I got the template, I just carried on exploring for a bit more in the nether whilst getting XP, and I found this massive big looking blaze fortress that had one of our old friends in there. The powerful blaze that you have to watch out because it just explodes, which can kill you, which is nice that if you stay next to it for so long it will blow you up basically. But basically it's just fight this, and luckily my new armor came into play because I was just taking no damage whatsoever. So all it was now really was to just kill this thing and loot this massive big fortress. But what I realized as well with this little blaze is it actually spawns mini blazes with it, which I did not know that before. So that's fun. And it also just whacks you everywhere. You just get whacked. It's powerful, but not as powerful as my armor and sword. And then after a small little adventure, we have arrived back at home. So we can make some more things for our for our tools. Because we've completed the armor now. So why not get tools? And I was going through the dragon scale stuff I had gotten from killing the ender dragon, and you can make stuff with that as well. I should have probably made dragon scale armor because it looks really cool, but I thought since I already had the armor, maybe making tools is better. So, and you know, I reckon it would have been better with a pickaxe. So that's exactly what I was going to do. I was going to make a dragon scale pickaxe, which sounded cool. And then once I looked for everything, I just thought, I have a lot of junk just in my inventory, in my backpacks, and my bundles, and even out in the shulkers. So I thought, let's just organize everything. Let's get a bow back because we did lose it. Let's put the tablets to the tablets. Let's just organize a tiny bit because it's been quite some time since we've last gone through our stuff, organized everything, and I want to be tidy. So that's what I did. I just went through my chests, put everything I got from the end, from the Aether, from the Bumblebee biome, everything. And then I thought since I ran out last time, I'll just go back down and look at the chamber, the trial chamber again, because I didn't exactly loot everything, because that's when I had my little diamond armor. Now I'm in diamond netherite armor, so that's fun. And I just wanted to just look around, get some loot, get some XP especially, because that's what we need, a lot of XP for everything. And I just went through everything. Went and explored, went to open up some things, and yeah. And then it turned out there is also iron golems in the trial things, and I've never seen that before, so that was interesting. And I just remembered as well, I actually have a mace thing that I got a while ago. So I may as well get some of the wind charges from the breezes and from the things, so I can make some things which I have in my inventory right now. So I can make a mace. And that would be even cool to get a mace in this world, in this mod pack. Now I was out the trial chamber and it was time to make my mace. And I was a bit of an idiot because I tried to use sticks. So we just ignore that. That never happened. That never happened. But now we have our mace, which it looked sick. So now it was all about what enchantments can this mace have, because there's so many new enchantments. So what can actually go on it? And sadly I didn't have any enchantments right now for the mace. I mean, I think I saw a windburst enchantment somewhere, but yes. And now it's time to see what the enchantment has for us. And we got a cheeky mending book from the pickaxe, because we can also do that in this mod pack. And we did a little cheeky reroll because that's cool, and instantly we got density 4. And because the mending book took 10 levels, we have to go back to the nether and do the same old thing again. But I already did that off camera, so you guys don't have to watch it for like the 10th billion time now. So I got my density 4 book ready, and all I really wanted now was Windburst. And now you're probably wondering, why am I now going into the Aether again? Well, we have defeated the Ender Dragon, which is one of the bosses of the overworld. But now that I've gotten everything, I've gotten new gear, I've got a mace, it is now time to go take on the bosses of the Aether biome, which there are three dungeons and a Valkyrie. There's the bronze dungeon, there's the silver dungeon, and the gold dungeon. Obviously, bronze easiest, gold hardest. The Valkyrie is already instantly hard. So all it is now is to try and find the bronze dungeon, which they're pretty hidden. They're little dungeons hidden in the islands. So they're not just in plain sight. And as I was trying to find it, I discovered this really cool village. This floating city village, which it looked sick. It looked so cool. And all it is really is to find the Valkyrie and put down the waypoint, find the bronze dungeon, and stuff like that. And it was really difficult to find. And another thing is the clouds were actually clouds, because you could actually go in them, which I find out it was a really cool detail. It was a very cool detail. But it was just trying to find where the bronze dungeon was located. It was actually quite difficult to find because they're not just in plain sight. Until finally I had found one. And pretty much it's just explore now, loot around, and I was so paranoid because I'm about to go fight a boss. So I was making sure there was no booby traps that could just instantly explode me. Even though I was confident with my armor, I was terrified. I didn't want to get shot or anything. And I kind of fell for this. You think it's a normal chest? It was not a normal chest. I don't know what this was, but it was not a chest. And then you had this little guy who just died. And it was just trying to find the boss. Pretty much it was just trying to find the boss until this guy was here. And this was the boss, who was a literal eye who you could not fight with a sword. You could only fight with a pickaxe. And it had insane knockback. And if you get stuck in a corner, you're pretty much done for. And that's what happened with me. I thought I was screwed. Because you couldn't get out. You couldn't just mine your way out. No. You have mining fatigue. All it is really is just hope for the best. Pickaxe it. Make sure you don't die. And really it was an easy boss. But because it was doing some insane damage a tiny bit, I was slightly panicking because this was not what I was expecting. I was expecting, I don't even know what I was expecting, just not fighting a boss this way. And it was really annoying the way it was moving as well. But it was a cube after all. And it was just dodge it, hit it, and eat golden apple. And then finally, we had defeated it, which we got given a bronze key, because, well, it is the bronze vault. And I almost ran away. I was a bit stupid, and I almost just left, but I didn't actually go to the vault, which was a bit silly of me. But eventually I did figure out I had to go to a vault and open up this chest with the key. And it had some nice decent loot actually. It was just Aether stuff and it was cool. I liked it. It was very, very nice. And there's a phoenix bow as well. It sounded cool and it looked cool, so I took that. And I returned back after defeating the first boss of the Aether. I just needed I needed a rebrief of what just happened. And then after that made me realize that I really need to get more gear. I really need to be well more prepared. So we went and visited our old friends again. Which hopefully this is the final time that we see these guys. Because they are a pain in the ass. And it wouldn't be a normal trip if we also didn't go back to the Nether as per usual and just go and mine XP. And now, after all that grinding, we were ready. We were ready. We were prepared to go back to fight another boss. And I was also debating which boss to actually go to. Do I go fight the next dungeon boss, or do I go fight Valkyrie? And I decided to go fight the Valkyrie because I thought I'd take the Waystone there, because there's just no point having a Waystone at the portal when as well I can just void if I want to go back and it will just spawn back home. And we found the area, which is this massive big looking Greek style building, which it's cool. It's really cool. I love that. We just wanted to really go fight the Valkyrie now, and the thing that you have to do with this place is there are things that spawn, like little Valkyrie minion things, angel things, and you just have to kill them, which you'll get medals from them that you will give to the Valkyrie to initiate the fight, basically. And they were really powerful. They do decent amount of damage if you're not careful and you miss your hits. But you need about 5 of them, which you will give to the Valkyrie once you've got all 5 and collected them all, which that is what I'm doing right now. Then once you've collected them all, you go to the boss room, and there is Valkyrie ready to fight. And I was actually like scared from fighting just the normal minion Valkyrie things. And I realized that you don't need to take your armor off or anything. Your Elytra just connects with your armor, which is cool. I love that. It means I'll be more protected. And it was really cool just what you can do in your inventory. And you can also just put shulkers there as well, which you can open. Which I wish I looked into this sooner and not on day 70. But you just go talk to them and then you just start the fight. And honestly, I was also scared of just fighting Valkyrie because of the movement, because of how powerful she is if you just mess up badly. Like, one hit does 1.5 hearts, and if you miss your hits, you're screwed. And the movement, the way they were moving, is just not nice at all. And this has been the closest I have ever been to death from a boss anyways. And I was just running, healing, trying my best to not get hit as well whilst healing, because they were also quick. They were also very quick. And it was terrifying, honestly, the fight. And you also had these little lightning cloud things that just fire at you. So it was an intense battle. And then finally, I have killed and defeated the Valkyrie Queen. Another boss. So does that make me the Queen of the Aether now that I've dethroned Valkyrie? Question mark. But I didn't realize you got a vault as well in this one, which had nice little loot as well, like the other one. And now I thought, you know, whilst I'm at it, let's go and defeat another boss, because why not? We are on a boss killing spree, which was the Silver Key dungeon, which this one was also hard to find. And there was just this weird looking thing, which I don't even know what was happening, I'm gonna be honest. And I thought I was actually dead, because I didn't know that as well, the void doesn't kill you. So I thought I was gonna die, and I was just tripping. I don't even know what this was. I don't know how to explain what that was. And I had found the vault, but I didn't know how to get in the vault. So I thought, you know, let's go try and mine into a dungeon. I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't know. And after being a complete idiot for about 10 minutes, we had found the entrance. And this guy already looked menacing. And that meant, since it was a red place, it is a fire. So luckily I packed a lot of fire resistant potions, ready to kill this guy. And so I should probably also explain how you have to kill this guy as well. So again, it's a certain way you have to kill him, just like the first one with a pickaxe. So you can't strike him down at any point. He fires these little fire things at you, but as soon as he fires a blue one, you have to hit that back at him, which turns him blue. See, like that. But I missed it. And basically, as soon as he goes blue, that's when you can strike him down. But the annoying thing about it is, when you do fire them at him, he spawns a little minion. And the little minion really is powerful. Just by 2 hits, 3 hits, it was doing so much damage. Like, it was doing more damage than the boss was doing, which was insane. And after just dealing with that stupid minion and a long fight, we had finally defeated the second boss of the dungeons. And I thought the guy would disappear with him, but he stayed around, doing half my bloody health again. Which, it's 2 hearts. 2 hearts, which is the closest I've been to death. But what I didn't realize was I actually have a totem in my inventory. So I wouldn't have died anyways. It would just set off the totem. But it's nice to think that I almost died. I almost died. I was so close, but yeah, I survived. It's a nice feeling knowing that I survived after being close to death. But we have now defeated another boss, which we are on a roll. And I decided that's enough bosses in the Aether for now. We will go back and defeat the final one in a couple of days. But let's go and organize some of our stuff, because we got a lot of stuff from the Aether. And also we need some more potions, because we used quite a lot of potions on these bosses. And knowing that these bosses were powerful, they are just going to get tons more powerful over more. And as I was just getting the final beehive that shouldn't have taken this long, but it did, and I got it, I wanted to get a beacon. I wanted a beacon because that would look cool. But first I needed some more netherite. So we paid a visit to these guys again. And now we were ready. And it was also day 74. We are so close to 3/4 of a way of this challenge. So I went deep into the cave because I didn't really want to do it on the top. And who knows what the weather would be like in this mod pack. Who knows? So I just found a little area for it. And just basically go get ready to fight it. And after an easy fight, we had defeated the Wither, which was very nice because now we can make a beacon, which is cool. That means we can also build quicker and faster and stuff as well, and also have regen, so that's cool as well.